Good morning friends. Today we are going to discuss about physical features of India, or we can say mountains of north in particular. To begin with, we must know that there are 6 physical features of India. First is the Great Mountains of North. Then we have the Punjab Plains or Ganga Plains or Brahmaputra Plains, which comes under the category of Northern Plains. So second relief or physical feature of our India is our Northern Plains. Then we have our Peninsular Plateau, and the fourth one is the Great Indian Desert, or we can say the Thar Desert. Then we have coastal plains, and the last sixth one is our island groups, under which we study Lakshadweep Island or Andaman and Nicobar Island. So let's start with the Great Mountains of North. If you look at the map of India, then at the topmost, at the southernmost position, we have a Pamir Knot. This Pamir Knot is somewhat special. How? Because there are many mountains which are originating from this Pamir Knot only. For example, if we see that there is a mountain which is known as Kunlun, it is moving towards China, and there is this Hind Kush which is moving towards Central Asia. There are many mountains which are moving towards India and originating from Pamir Knot. We can see in the map that the first mountain range which is originating from Pamir Knot is Karakoram, then we have Ladakh, and the last one is Jaskar. These three ranges forms the part of Trans-Himalayan ranges, and these three mountains are originating from Pamir Knot. Then we have the Great Himalayan range, which is also originating from Pamir Knot and moving towards east. The easternmost part of this the Great Himalayan range is Dihang Gorge, and the Great Himalayan range originating from Pamir Knot moving toward east, there is this Dihang Gorge, and moving toward south, we will discuss about the mountains, the northeastern mountains there are in this region later on, but for the time being you should remember that this Great Himalayan range originates from Pamir Knot, moves toward this eastern side where we have Dihang Gorge. So this Dihang Gorge becomes the easternmost side, easternmost part of the Great Himalayan range, and then we have moved towards south, we have other mountain ranges also. If we talk about the Great Himalayan range, we have Himadri, Himachal and Shivalik. Shivalik at the southernmost part and Himadri at the northernmost part of the Great Himalayan range. If we look here, that Himadri is at the top, and the height of Himadri is around greater than 6,000 meter. If we talk about Himachal, it is also known as Lesser Himalayas. Why? Because its height is 3,500 to 4,500 meter, which is lesser than Himadri. And if we look at the Shivalik, it is the lowest range having the lowest height, and its height is around 900 to 1200 meters only. One important thing which you should remember in this Himachal is that major valleys are there in Himachal only. For example, we have this Kashmir, Kangra and Kulu. All these are present in our Himachal only. And the valleys of Shivalik are known as dunes. For example, we have Dehradun. So this is found in Shivalik. So this was important. This was the main important features you should remember about these Himadri, Himachal and Shivalik. One important thing is that Himachal is known by different names in different regions. For example, in Jammu and Kashmir, it is known by Pir Panjal. And when it comes toward Nepal, it is known as Nepal or ranges or Mahabharat. Now, as we have discussed about the Great Himalayan range and some of its important features which we should remember in mind, let's take a look at the Trans-Himalayan range also. So here we have Trans-Himalayan range, and in Trans-Himalayan range, the first one is Karakoram, then we have our Ladakh range, and then Jaskar range. If we talk about Karakoram range, then the highest peak of Karakoram range is K2, or we can say Godwin Austen, and K2 is also the second most highest peak of world. First highest peak of world, the highest peak of world is Mount Everest, then comes K2, and then is Kanchenjunga, and Kanchenjunga is the highest peak of India. K2 lies in POK, so it is not in India, it is in POK, and Kanchenjunga is the highest peak of India. Now we were talking about Karakoram range. So the highest peak of Karakoram is K2, which is third in number if we talk about in terms of world's highest peak. If we talk about in terms of world, then it is third, it comes in third. Then we have Siachen Glacier. Siachen Glacier is also found in our Karakoram range. Boltaro Glacier is also there in our Karakoram range, and the highest war point is also in our Karakoram range. Siachen Glacier, which is world's biggest glacier, is also found in our Karakoram range. If we talk about Ladakh range, then the highest peak of Ladakh range is Mount Rakaposhi. Mount Rakaposhi, to climb Mount Rakaposhi is even difficult than Mount Everest, climbing Mount Everest. Why? Because Mount Rakaposhi is even steeper. It is the steepest range in the world, and it is even steeper than our Mount Everest. So climbing Mount Rakaposhi is very much difficult. Then Ladakh is also the coldest desert in the world. And another thing which we should remember about our Ladakh range, which is here, is that minimum rainfall occurs in our Leh or Ladakh region only, as we all know that minimum rainfall occurs in our Ladakh and Leh region. Then below Ladakh we have here is Jaskar range, and the highest peak of Jaskar range is Nanga Parbat. Now we have discussed about Great Himalayan range, Trans Himalayan range. Now if we take a look at around here, we have Gujarat, and here is Rajasthan, and in the middle we have Madhya Pradesh, or we can say Maharashtra. In Rajasthan we have Aravalli Hills. Okay, here we have Aravalli Hills, and Aravalli Hills are the only old fold mountains in India. They are the oldest mountain present in India, and the longest peak of Aravalli is Guru Shikhar. You must remember this, Guru Shikhar. And as I said, these Aravalli Hills are the old fold mountains. Now if we look at around Madhya Pradesh or Maharashtra, here we have Vindhyas, and below Vindhyas there flows Narmada. It flows in a rift valley between Vindhyas and Satpura. Here is Vindhyas range and here is Satpura, and between both of these we have Narmada, which flows between them in a rift valley. Now here we have Western Ghats. These Western Ghats are continuous. And here we have Eastern Ghats. These are broken. They are not continuous, discontinuous. They are broken, and here we have Western Ghats. And both these Western Ghats and Eastern Ghats meets at one place, which is in Tamil Nadu, and they meet at Nilgiri Hills in Tamil Nadu. So we have discussed about Aravalli Hills, Vindhyas and Satpura here in our Madhya Pradesh, Maharashtra, Western Ghats, Eastern Ghats, and they both meet at Nilgiri Hills, which is in Tamil Nadu. Now, as we talked in the beginning, that Himalaya starts from here, Pamir Knot, and they end at Dihang Gorge. And after Dihang Gorge, they start moving southwards here. They start moving southwards, and in Arunachal Pradesh here we have Patkai Hills. Below Arunachal Pradesh in Nagaland we have Naga Hills, and in Mizoram we have Mizo Hills. If we look at Meghalaya, there are three hills, important ones. There are Garo, Khasi, Jaintia. Garo, Khasi, Jaintia are found in Meghalaya. Okay, so we have talked about Trans-Himalayan range, Himalayan range, and the major Himalayas found in other parts of India. Thank you.